Talking out of movies, welcome back. I'm Eddie Reese.
It's your boy Salem here.
It's Mo. The only reason you guys are tuning in.
Yes, I'm Eddie Reese Antonio with Salem, with Mo. Another week commencing. So, what's been going on, man? Did you do it, Salem?
Okay.
Did you?
I
get
did.
excited?
I swear to you, I did.
How many?
4 episodes.
Oh.
Yes, 4 episodes.
We have to explain it to people that didn't hear last week.
Okay, so last week we spoke about how... If you probably heard the podcast from last week.
We issued you a challenge to watch Iron Fist, at least one episode.
Fucking heck, let me go into it at least. Okay, yeah, 4 episodes. They said 2 episodes of Iron Fist, but I thought I'd break the barrier by watching 4 episodes. And I have to agree with Mo. I want to take back everything that I said last week. Completely everything. You know what? I realise sometimes I need to have a proper, honest opinion by watching the content. And Mo, you are correct.
Hold on, so are you saying you
like
actually
it?
enjoyed it?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. Now, the thing about it is, I did also see it from your point of view, Eddie, which is the martial arts suck.
Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
Big time. And this is the Iron Fist, and we want to see some awesome martial arts. We don't get to see any of that.
Let me be honest. In that, when I was watching it, it wasn't that while I was watching it, I was thinking that this is the worst thing ever to be made. It was just average.
Did you hear yourself last week?
Yeah, I was getting caught up in the hate. You were just going along with whatever we were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just painfully average. It's not distinctive as being good or bad.
I don't know, man. I disagree with that. I don't think
good. Convince me. What is it you feel is a good? What are the good points of this show?
Well, the good points are, alright, the 4 episodes that I've seen, so far, I'm finding everyone's characters entertaining, alright? His personal journey, trying to convince people that he has these very powerful abilities.
Which he could show them in 2 seconds.
No, can he actually show them in 2 seconds, straight away?
Yes.
Or does he has to be angry in order for him to...
No.
Alright, okay. Well, alright. There is that, okay. But his whatever happened to him when he was on the plane, his parents, his uncle. Well, it's not his uncle, but it's kind of the family friend.
Which I would rather see them rather than them just freaking just tell us about it over and over again.
I don't know if I would rather see that, to be honest, because we know where that story ends.
Yeah, this boring bullshit of him. I don't even want to brew too much because you seem to be into it, so I'll let you watch it without ruining too much.
I just don't think it's boring. So what I did is I went and tracked down this girl. All right, it's my niece. I didn't even track her down. I went to their house for food. Right.
That sounded just ominous and disgusting.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I should have phrased that a bit better. Right. It's just recently I've been accused of being a paedophile, which I'm not, people, but I've been accused of that. All right.
Okay. We don't want to know. We just keep going with the story. You're burying yourself. Just go on with the story before you say something more.
My niece's mental husband, who's in a mental institute right now. So. Before I clear that up, before you find that entertaining.
Yeah, you might. I wouldn't want to discuss all of this on a public podcast.
I'm not.
Well, it doesn't matter, mate. OJ didn't kill his wife, but everyone thinks he did.
Well, anyway, so maybe we should start again.
I tried to keep going, but you didn't want to get into the story.
Maybe we should start again.
You wanted to bury yourself into the story.
Maybe we should start
Iron Fist. Keep going. No.
Come on, we're going to start again because I actually realise what's going on.
No.
I shouldn't really be... It's what Mo said. Come on, we're only a few minutes into the podcast.
Tell the fucking story. Don't stop it.
No, come on, let's just start again.
Go on.
We're only 5 minutes in.
No, it's too...
come on,
it's fine. It's fine. He just told a story. You cleared it up, what the circumstances are. That you wasn't your fault.
Mo's very right in what he's saying. Now, why would you bring that up on the public podcast? And maybe I shouldn't have. Because have I told you about this story?
Who listens though? Do your family listen to this? They don't.
So, you watched the Iron Fist, Salem?
I watched the Iron Fist.
Right, so you've heard Eddie's take. You've heard my take.
Right, okay, so I actually enjoyed it. I don't know. I actually really thought. What do you mean? Listen, it wasn't as bad as what I said it was last week.
Hold on. So, do you think you've enjoyed it because you've set your expectations so low that, like, you know you'll be disappointed, and the only way to go is up? Because you haven't really gone in thinking this is going to be a good show.
Four episodes in,
yeah,
I'm being introduced to some interesting characters. I don't like the main guy all that much, but I could work with it. And I kind of like where it's going at the moment. Him trying to get back his company, his relationship with his friends, this uncle, this creepy uncle that never sort of comes out of where he lives, you know, and the situation that he's going through. So there's quite a lot happening, and I don't mind it. And I feel that the backstory to this, like Eddie was saying last week, I want to see the martial arts side of things will be introduced a bit later on. I hope it is, because that's the thing that I'm most excited about.
Well, I'm going to ruin it for you. It doesn't.
Oh, right. Okay.
You don't see any of that.
Why couldn't you just let me live?
There is more martial arts, but whether you actually
doesn't get much better.
Yeah,
you get to see the drunken master guy though.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Slightly better, but still. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now this is the other side to it. Like we said last week, I have to agree with you, man. It's just really bad when it comes down to the fighting side of things. But it doesn't throw me out completely. I'm willing to give it a go. I'm willing to stick with it.
I struggle with it, man. It's just not. It's just average. That's what it is. It ain't even like it's terrible. It's just meh.
But see, like, I've been watching more episodes this week, and I actually feel like I'm going to finish this. Unlike Luke Cage, which I don't think I'll ever go back to.
I won't either, and I definitely won't. I don't even know if we want to finish the last episode of Iron Fist. I just don't care. I have to force myself, and it's just not. Did you actually watch Into the Badlands, the first 2 episodes?
I have not seen any Into the Badlands yet. All my watching this week has been the Iron Fist.
Really? Jesus, man. You know, each to his own.
Yeah, it seems like you just don't like it because of the martial arts. If the story was the way that it is, and the martial arts was pretty good, you would have stuck with it.
It
right?
would have been more bearable, but it still would have been frustrating because there's still a lot of
holes in it.
It just doesn't progress for me where I want it to go. It just doesn't really get there.
Luke Cage, I have no interest in watching that.
Have you watched any Luke Cage?
No. Jessica
Maybe
Jones.
you should try watching
But dude,
episode.
if you reckon this is good, alright, and Luke Cage is bad, I don't want nothing to do with Luke Cage. And Jessica Jones, I had no interest in that, but this I think I could stick with.
So, doesn't want to watch the one with the black lead. Doesn't want to watch the one with a woman. But the blonde guy, he's all down.
No,
the blonde rich guy.
Yeah, of course. Big difference. You can relate. So check out the Spider-Man trailer. It came out right after our last podcast recorded, so we didn't get to chat about it last week. What did you guys think of it?
I'm gonna say, it looks good, right? But it doesn't excite me in the way that other Marvel movies that have had their like final or near final trailer.
Huh?
Because it kind of really doesn't look that different from the Sony movies.
Now, taking that point, right, and passing it to me, I'm actually looking forward to Justice League more than I am to Spider-Man.
Oh dear Lord!
Shit, the trailer was that bad for you?
No. But I just am. Your point. It doesn't look all that different from other Spider-Man films. Yes, Iron Man's in it. We've got a new Peter Parker. But it wasn't. I don't know. There wasn't anything.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Vulture.
We're getting the high school Spider-Man. We haven't really had that in a movie.
I don't know, man. It's just again didn't grab me in the way that I was expecting.
Yeah.
Was it just Justice League's different? Something that you see, even though we've had BVS and Man of Steel, there's still unknown elements in this that you're kind of curious to see how.
I don't know which way Justice League is going to go, and sure, I didn't really like the trailer all that much, but I am still excited. I still want to see it, you know.
And I think the thing with the Spider-Man is, even though it's not an origin story, it still looks as though it's another origin story because he's got to come to terms with his powers, and so they're treading the same ground that we've seen in like 2 different reboots already.
Come on, man, right? If somebody said to you, which one would you watch right now? You have a choice. You could only watch one.
Oh, I'd still choose Spider-Man over Justice League.
Would you?
Yeah.
What about you?
I still think Spider-Man would be the all-round better experience, but I probably admit there is a certain spectacle. I'm curious to see how Justice League's gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny, it was entertaining, but it just didn't grab me in the way that, you know, the other Marvel trailers have.
What about War of the Planet of the Apes, a new one, a new trailer for that?
Now that looked damn good. Not only did it look as good because of the action, but just purely like that script seems so intelligent because they are really like actually going into the nitty gritty as to like the fear humanity has or would have if like such a situation arose. And they seem to like be tackling some really thought-provoking moral dilemmas in that film.
Each one of these films just seems like they're getting better and better and better. And knowing that this is the last one, I reckon the director is just going to pour everything into it.
Last Matt Reeves one, we don't know if it's actually going to be the very last of these Planet of the Apes. We don't know whether they're actually going to go straight to where the old ones
started off. So in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Would be.
Yeah,
I
but
kind of like the idea of it stopping right at that moment, though.
Yeah. But you know, this is so exciting that I want to revisit. This made me feel that I want to revisit 1 and 2 again. So I'm like, and that line in the film where just to know that gorilla has like deceived them as well. He goes, "What did they promise you? What did they?"
Traitor, yeah.
Yes.
Is it just one or is it just a couple?
No, it's just
that one. Isn't
it was just him because he's loading up the weapons.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. What if they offered you? That is actually kind of curious. What could they offer a lone gorilla?
Yeah, and you see him with a walking stick and dragging one of the apes on the chain.
And there's like when they're showing that scene where he's siding with the humans, there's like a voice in the background saying like, "You'll never be one of them."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it got me thinking as well that if we were in a situation like that, I think you would basically backstab us or me in the back. I think you would, Eddie. I'm just throwing it out there.
Every week you say this.
No, but
every week
true,
you say
though.
there's zombie apocalypse, you'll be the one to kill us all.
But
you'll be the one to run away.
It's just how I feel sometimes.
Why are you here, Salem? Why are you here if you believe that?
I just what do you mean? Why am I here if I believe that? Can't I just put my point across to how I feel?
I'm such a disgusting, despicable human being.
No, but you could reassure me by just turning around and saying, Salem, you know what? You've got it all wrong, my friend. I would never do that to you. Or Mo, I would never do that. And that would be it.
Wouldn't have. I'm not going to do it to Mo, but now.
See? I was right. So I was right.
But it's a self.
You know what?
Fulfilling prophecy.
Anyway.
Do you think that gorilla's the same gorilla from the first one that he escaped from the lab with?
Oh, that's a really good point. Because he screwed him. Didn't he screw? No, there was one that he screwed over, didn't he?
Could have been.
Because there was one that was bullying all the other apes. And he screwed.
I don't think that. There was one that was on their side, though, wasn't it? That was like a buddy of them, and it was. One of their main
like loads
muscle.
of them escaping the film.
There was, but I think there was one that was more prominent. I need to watch it again. It's been a few years since I've seen that first one, but if it is, that adds that sort of that whole.
And you know what? I think like
backstabbing element.
The last two have been so good that it would not surprise me if they actually had like a real emotional gut punch.
Star Wars movies beyond E9 have been leaked. What's that about? Right,
so last week we discussed the fact that Bob Iger had basically been discussing that there would be, or they are planning more movies after Episode 9, and the fact that they were planning up for the next decade and a half, yeah? So during this week, an anonymous source posted what they basically are saying has come from somewhere within Lucasfilm as to what movies they are actually working on.
Run down, you have to. Have you got it?
Right, so I read the article the other day, yeah? I actually only read half the article because I didn't really want to know it all. But they were basically saying a Boba Fett movie, but Boba Fett not being the main character, it possibly concentrating on a number of bounty hunters. So, because we already know what his origin is, because that was obviously covered in the previous trilogy. So you can imagine like almost like a heist movie or something with like a whole bunch of like bounty hunters, like maybe an action comedy.
A Suicide Squad Star Wars movie, but with bounty hunters. Fucking, that film has destroyed cinema.
And then the other movie that they were talking about is an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie set between the two trilogies. starring Ewan McGregor.
I have heard that as well as being a rumor. That would be... I would actually be interested in that.
See, I'm not entirely sure what they would do, because he was supposed to have been in the desert, incognito.
But the thing is, we never really got why he just decided to just screw everything else and just disappear.
Why? We never got the why, but then we know that's where he's been for, like, between the two trilogies.
I want to see the heart-wrenching final straw that broke that proverbial camel's back.
What, are we going to see him like, this is what I've been doing for 30 years in the desert?
Oh, just be,
bit of cooking, bit of that cleaning.
There could be a little story there. It could be like, what was that old TV show from the 70s? Kung Fu, where it's like, maybe he travels there and maybe it's a smaller, more contained sci-fi movie where, like Mad Max's type thing, where he's encountering little settlements of people and saving them from bandits and all sorts. It could be like a smaller movie. It could be interesting. Maybe,
it would
maybe.
seem like the worst thing ever.
It will be though.
Please don't write that script. You were just waiting for us to say, Eddie, that's a really good idea. You should write that. You were getting really excited, weren't you? But yeah, you know what? That ain't gonna work.
It's the tail end of the Clone Wars. That's what we're gonna see. So that could be exciting.
I actually stopped reading at that point because I didn't really want to know whether they're doing another trilogy or
anything.
I don't know, man, because I'm just paranoid about reading some sort of spoiler for episode 8 now.
Okay. Alright, well. Were you more excited for the individual movies, Solomon, or the main episodic stories? If anything, for someone who's not really even a Star Wars appreciator, just as a casual movie goer, which ones would you be more interested to check out? The standalone ones or episode?
No, I think I would prefer something that continues. However, but it's just the issue with the ones that continue is that they just won't stop. That they'll keep and going, and you won't really get a conclusion. You will be dead. Last time we spoke, you will be dead. You will never get your conclusion. So maybe the best way to go is just to actually just appreciate a standalone movie then, just all by itself.
Talk about death too much. Apparently, according to one of our commenters. One thing we skipped though when we were chatting about the Spider-Man thing is that apparently Sony executives are unsure whether after the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, whether it's going to continue being part of Marvel MCU.
If the cash comes raining in...
See, you say that, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want to continue with Marvel. If the cash comes in, Sony, being dumb as they are, they're going to be like, why are we sharing this with Marvel? But money's there, we can just do this on our own. And get all the money.
Yeah, but then surely someone will point out, you've done it on your own. You've done it 5 times.
And they'll continue doing it because they're obviously fucking idiots at Sony. They just don't seem to know when they're fucking up.
I don't know. I kind of see it as in they've done this because they've possibly hit a roadblock, right? They've tried to do so many of these films and they weren't a critical success like the Marvel movies.
They were financial.
Were they?
Yeah.
Originally, yeah. So even the Tobey Maguire ones.
Even both of the Amazing Spider-Mans are financial successes, even though
the second one wasn't, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what's caused all the problems? Because they spent all that money.
It wasn't a flop. It made its money back.
That's not a success, though. Making your money back is not a success.
That's
in a Hollywood. If you invested money, and especially hundreds of millions of dollars, and you've just made hundreds of $millions back, that is not a success.
But the weird thing is, Sony wants to make their own Spider-Man universe. So they've got their Venom movie that we already spoke about.
Yep.
And they've also got a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie. Silver Sable's like one of the side characters that's all often in the Spider-Man. So they're going to make a film with those two. So I think they're trying to build up their own little universe. So could it be that they'll take Spider-Man and just plop him into that?
See, the way Sony is at the moment, right? I'm not entirely sure they want to be taking big risks. Yeah, because it's only their PlayStation division that's making money.
Yeah.
If their movie business continues to hemorrhage cash, I can see them having to sell those studios.
If that was me, I would just turn around and say, okay, well, let's just continue the partnership for a couple of years. And then after that, then be greedy. Then take Spider-Man back. And then just do everything yourself. Once you learn their tricks. There you go. That's what they should do.
But there's no tricks to learn, though, is it? Marvel have just got, good people working for them.
Just take their people.
I don't have faith in Sony because they've got Homecoming. They'll have this Homecoming sequel. But then by that point that the sequel comes out, they would have already had the Venom movie out, and they also want to make the Silver Sable thingy one out. So if those two films do pretty good, that might be enough for them to be like, you know, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. We figured it out.
You'd have to be an idiot at that point to do that. Some really, really exciting news broke this week. In fact, actually, I never thought I would live to see this because this is the first really big name from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to go over to DC. So one of my favourite directors, one of the guys I have utmost respect for, Joss Whedon, will be directing a standalone Batgirl movie. Which I assume when they say standalone means it's not connected to the DC larger universe?
Yeah, if it's standalone.
There might be terminology of it,
yeah,
but that wouldn't make...
There might be small little glimpses here and there of the universe within it, alright, to connect it later on, but...
Yeah, I think... Again, it could be either two things. It could be completely separate, which in my opinion wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. It would just muddle and confuse the audience, general audiences. Or it will exist in the world, but they'll let that particular movie just not have to tell a story of anything else connecting to it, so it can just be its own.
Now, this could be the best. I just reckon this could. I mean, it is a possibility, right? That this could be like one of the best DC movies. I'm just putting it out there. It's
not one of the best. This could be the best, right? Joss Whedon, his career is made from directing and basically pushing and writing and producing one of the biggest shows of the late 90s, where a female was pushed into the limelight, is the heroine, but she's not like somebody who needs rescuing all the time. She's not like Buffy. Yeah, all right, gone straight in there, gone straight in with the Buffy. But you remember that, and she was it was a moment of real empowerment for women on TV. And he's going to do the same thing with Batgirl on the big screen.
You know what? Honestly, I really can see this working. If you take the films that he's done for Marvel,
Avengers 2. Avengers 2 was
it was still
entertaining, but it had its issues.
But it was by no means a bad movie.
No.
And then if you look at the first Avengers movie, right, that movie has no right to be as good as it is, right? It should have been an absolute fucking disaster because you've got all of these superheroes in there, all vying for screen time. Should have just been a mess. But he was controlled and cool, and he just kept his shit together.
Do you think? Because one thing that's distinguished the DC films from Marvel is that, as entertaining as the Marvel things are, visually they're very generic. They're just simple. They're directed very simplistically compared to DC, where they're very stylized. Do you think Joss Whedon's eye as a director fits aesthetically with what DC have done? Would it work? If it is connected to that universe properly, would it fit?
I think, look man, Joss Whedon is an amazing director. He's one of my favourite directors. I reckon he could do it. You know, they reckon clearly, if he's directing it, they reckon he could do it. He's pretty comfortable with the property as well. But what Mo said really sort of stood out with the whole thing to do with Buffy. You know, if he uses that same sort of formula, alright, it can work. It can work amazingly. Now,
even with Firefly as well.
Now, could you guys imagine if this actually does become the best DC movie?
Yeah, it's a way off though. Do you think, well, the interesting question is, do you reckon they'll introduce Batgirl in Gotham City Sirens, which is one of the ones coming up, where it's going to be Harley Quinn and maybe Catwoman and maybe Poison Ivy? It's a logical place to introduce her if they are.
I don't think anyone at DC knows what they're actually doing, or rather Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they seem to just keep throwing up these new movie ideas just out of the blue, just pulling them out. Oh, let's make this movie, let's make that one.
I suppose it's like one of those things, like, if you make enough of them, eventually you're going to make a good one.
One particular listeners will be just fuming right now, like, God damn.
But this is great news, and I think actually, you know, you asked a particular question a moment ago. I think I have to disagree. I don't think the Marvel movies look generic. I actually think the Marvel movies look fantastic. I think the DC ones look over stylized. There's almost, because they make the Marvel ones look almost normal. It's grounded in reality, and you can believe that. Whereas with the Marvel ones, especially the Snyder movies, you know, the camera moves around. You don't really get to see the fights properly, and it's kind of like just meh.
There was a video essay I was watching. There's actually a few of them where they actually go. They just present side-by-side shots of the Marvel films, and yeah, they really are just washed out. They don't really pump up the colours, and I don't know why they do that.
But do you not remember the stuff in the second Avengers movie at the end where they all get together and the camera is all panning around and you see them all fighting from different angles?
It's an interesting shot, but I think most of the issue tends to be with the grading. That's what I'm more going on about. Like they tell you there's like side-by-side shots in a lot of these videos where they show you how it would look if you were taking the normal grading. Putting the normal sort of things to it, but how Marvel just seem to want to present it. And a lot of people just can't understand why they just want to bleach out and wash out the colours and nothing stands out, nothing pops. And it's a really weird way they do things, but they seem to...
But wait a minute.
It's safe, I guess.
But I think it's in that like a personal opinion, because there's no right way or wrong way, like how you colour a film.
Well, but wait, hold up. Wait, we are just talking about Batman vs Superman, because Superman was okay. That wasn't too bad. Wonder Woman looks fine. All right. So all the other ones that we've seen, it's just the Snyder ones. Oh, sorry, it's just Batman vs Superman and Justice League look like that. But the other ones.
What about the other one?
Yeah,
which one?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
They're all stylized, isn't it? Man of Steel, Wonder Woman. They have more of a vibrant style to the way they look compared to.
So you could almost say that the DC movies are all style over substance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas the Marvel movies are substance over style.
Some would make that argument, most definitely. Get Out director Jordan Peele is reportedly in the mix to helm the live-action Akira movie for Warner Brothers.
So is the floodgates opening now for anime adaptions?
There was another director that was up for this as well, so I think it's mainly just people they're talking to. So I don't know if you can really take it as this is definitely going to happen.
This ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. There's no way. You can't... What, go on.
I was going to say, it's kind of like it's becoming the style now. I think especially with what Marvel have been doing, where they take directors who haven't directed anything particularly big, and then they give them a shit ton of money, and they seem to be, and even with the Godzilla and King Kong, there were tiny little indie directors, but they made these big. So it's the thing now.
Are the anime adaptions a big movie?
Well, Akira is massive.
Yeah, but like
financially, I mean, as in budget.
What sort of budget are we talking here?
You've seen Akira? You have to shit ton of at least 100 million to make that.
More than that.
Just because the anime looks like that doesn't mean the film will look
like
that.
Well, we'll just take
Akira then.
Yeah, but then just take Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Like visually, that film looks stunning.
You have it in order for it to even have the name. It has to look a certain way. There's certain iconic things of Akira, the motorbikes, the city, the future, this dystopian landscape. You have to portray that. That costs money. You never saw Get Out though, did you?
I've never seen Akira.
Holy fuck!
What? Oh my god! Sorry, I was looking at something and it just hit me with what you just said. You've never seen Akira.
I've never been compelled enough to want to watch Akira.
Dude, there is something wrong with you. You need to sit down today to watch fucking Akira.
Even when you had your little anime rediscovery.
I still watch anime, but I've just never wanted to. Never really been interested in wanting to watch Akira.
But these are the iconic genre-defining movies.
Yeah, I do get that, but what he's saying is also right, because Akira isn't an easy watch. Have you ever tried to watch Akira now?
Yeah, I've watched it many times. I think maybe a year ago, last time I watched it.
I sat through all of it.
Yeah, I love it.
See, he's not exactly talking like somebody who enjoys watching that film.
You know what? You don't need to watch it, Mark.
No, you do, man. And remind yourself that this came out in the 80s, but it looks as good as anything you'll see now. It's just a stunning movie. It's amazing. I love it. I love Akira. Shit. That's probably why he was asking about you wouldn't need to spend that much money, because he doesn't really know.
No, I didn't say you would not need to spend that much money. What I'm saying is, I don't think the anime adaptions have quite reached the level of like comic book films where like these are guaranteed hits.
I saw Get Out, by the way.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a damn good film.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw it with a really juvenile, idiotic crowd.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. But that's probably the best way to watch it.
Exactly. I think for this movie, it's actually the best. I think there's something wrong with me. I don't move during jump scares. But everyone in the cinema was just like literally you could just see the whole wave of the cinema just and everyone just jump up.
But there wasn't a punch down here. I didn't jump at any point. I think maybe once, but that's about it.
Yeah, just every little thing that would go up, people would just scream and jump.
Why don't you reckon? Why do you reckon that is? Why do you reckon you don't sort of? I mean, like, were you scared that much as a kid? like, and that's the reason for why you don't jump anymore.
Probably
jump out. Sort of psychopath.
Well, I don't want to say too much without giving it away because there's going to be a lot of people that still haven't seen it, and it's worth seeing. Even though I did figure out around the halfway point what was going on. Yeah. But it's still definitely worth watching and going on with the ride. Yeah. A lot of fun. Like that. Definitely a 4.5 star. And I cannot wait for other movies he makes. But yeah, so let's do it, son.
Okay.
Ghost.
All right. First of all,
I have to do a deep dive. I have to get inside her memory.
Consent required for data download.
I give my consent.
What the hell's happening? Disconnect. Get her out!
I'm trying!
Get her out now!
Do you remember?
The
original anime. Guessing not.
Not all of it. I remember some of it, but I can't sort of. I really should have actually watched the original before I went to watch this.
It would have been an interesting experiment actually watching it again.
But that's good.
There's a lot of stuff from that film in this.
Yeah.
Including shots that they've recreated.
Yeah.
It's lifted wholeheartedly.
I thought I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did all the way through. My biggest concern or what I'm really annoyed about is I wish I watched it at the IMAX, because this film was friggin' visually, it was amazing, it was beautiful, and I
stunning.
I didn't watch it in 3D, so it's a shame that I didn't check it out in that. But overall, I had a lot of fun with it, man. I like the translation from the anime to live action. I think they executed it really well.
I don't know if dumbed down's the word, but they definitely simplified the story of the anime. The anime is a lot more cerebral in the way it approaches what it is to be human compared to being a machine and AI, and how much of yourself could you lose physically and still be considered human. The anime gets a lot more in depth with that, but then some people could argue it gets bogged down way too much in all the ideas, whereas the film, it kind of keeps things going as a way more of an action movie. It kind of asks those questions, but not.
But that was a good thing, because if you're taking your average normal viewer who hasn't seen Ghost in the Shell or the anime, going to watch this, if they did cram all that in, it may have just been seriously way too much for them. For us, we would have been okay with it, but somebody else may not of sort of, maybe they would have just got slightly bit bored with it.
I think you're right. Visually amazing, beautiful film. I do have issues with it though. I enjoyed it for the most part, so it's a positive experience. I do feel I was very mixed about Scarlett Johansson. This isn't even anything to do with the racial issue that some people were pissed off about. I just felt that she doesn't convey enough through looks. Sometimes you get those actors who, even when they don't have a lot to say, sometimes they can, just with a little twitch of the eyebrows and the look, they can put so much across and just give so much expression. I don't feel she kind of has that skill. I actually saw this before I watched Get Out. So it was interesting watching Get Out and seeing a lot of performances in there where there was so much more subtle things there that
I know what
Scarlet
you mean.
couldn't do. She just couldn't put enough across for me.
Yeah, but she is a machine.
But that's the point. That's why she would have to rely on. But I'm saying that she just doesn't have that skill to put across subtle.
You know, it's
But
weird.
would a machine be able to do that?
Yeah.
But the thing is, she's not a machine though. She's actually human.
Yeah, but she's got a human brain, but
The body is machine, but she's still human. But even the characters who are human, everyone in this is really robotic. I think that Japanese mother was the only one that had the most expression in this whole film.
yeah, but she was human.
Yeah, but she seemed to have the best performance out of everybody because the performances. I think this is the problem with the director though, Rupert Sanders, because it's a similar issue that he had with Snow White. Just the way he gets performances, he's not very good at getting actors to act. He's good at painting an image, but can't get them to act.
Well, look, it did a number of things well for me. I walked out the cinema and I said to my friend, I feel like I'm in Japan. I really felt like that. It was just a really weird experience for me. It made me ask a number of questions that if I could have some sort of implant, what would I have? It's just certain interesting questions, and it gets you asking those.
Yeah, but that definitely is more with the visual, because I love the visuals. I love the landscape of the city. I love the tech. I love the cars. Yeah, all of that was cool. But it was just about that little subtleties of the performance. There was just some stuff that I just felt left me a little cold, but I still enjoyed it overall. It was still a positive experience, but I just wish I could have gotten a little more from her, or maybe just had an actress that was just a bit better at emoting.
Did you reckon they may make another one of this? Is there any news on that?
I think it's still a bit early, but it's tracking so far pretty good. Reviews mostly are pretty positive.
Even the reviews that have been negative have actually had a lot of positive things to say.
Yeah, so I think there is a good chance that it keeps going.
It's like, I think I've seen the shit like, this is a beautiful film if fundamentally flawed, but like phrased in like such a positive way. So yeah, the buzz has been positive.
Yeah, that's how it kind of leaves me flawed. It just leaves me a little cold. Partly in the performances, but the story just kind of doesn't go as deep as I would want it to go. But it does it well for what it does.
Yeah, but you could see why they probably, as I said earlier on, why they didn't do that, and it's because of your average viewer when it comes down to
even this interesting twist. Like I felt like the bad guy, not like the AI bad guy. The Hanker owner, president, I forget what he was. But even he was just a bit too typical bad guy. There wasn't much there as a character.
But the AI bad guy was awesome.
He was good. I love the way how he talked. He sounded like what was that computer that Stephen Hawking uses?
I don't know the name of it.
It kind of sounds like the way his speech patterns were like that. Michael Pitt. He's a good actor. He's always really good in everything he's in.
Was he in Broadwalk Empire?
He was in Broadwalk Empire, yeah. Really good actor. So yeah, it was actually good to see him in movies. He doesn't really do a whole lot of movies, but yeah, he was good. I enjoyed him. Didn't get that much of him though, to be honest, but what we got of him is pretty good. So I'm interested to see where they can go, because there's plenty of stories from the animes and the manga. So yeah, definitely hope they make more, because I'd be willing to go. I think the potential's there to them to build something solid.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they take this, when it comes down to manga in general, live action. Obviously we've got Akira, and what they're going to do next straight after that as well, because Ghost in the Shell obviously seems like a hit. Akira, depending on where that goes, could be another hit, and just see where they go from there. It's an exciting time, man, for live action stuff, translations.
What stuff gets you the most excited out of the two of you? Is it the Japanese live action adaptions or the Hollywood ones? Because the Japanese ones we've had, I can't even pronounce it, the samurai ones, which I was getting you to watch. Attack on Titan, those were not good. Yeah. We're getting Netflix, Death Note.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what Netflix are also doing. So they are doing Erased, which was a huge hit last year in the animated. But what they're doing is they're doing it as a Japanese live action. So they're like basically funding Japanese live action anime.
Could be interesting. There's Gantz. That's pretty good. Well, it's alright. It's pretty good. And there's a Full Metal Alchemist live action as well, which looks interesting from what I've seen. So Yeah, you're right. Right, so it's an interesting time. How many stars, though?
Oh yeah. So I would give Ghost in the Shell. I'll give it 3.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll give it 3.5 stars. I as I said, I really enjoyed it, but maybe because I was slightly bit tired and I fell asleep at a certain point, and I didn't experience it in the IMAX. That's the reason for why I give it 3.5. But I will watch it soon, again, in the next couple of weeks. So my star rating might go up or down, for that matter.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is about right for where I put it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good
marker for it, right?
It's a good mark, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, where can they find more of your work, Mr. Raja, if they feel the need to?
So, guys, you can find me at Body Falls, YouTube, Twitter. Hook us up. We're just around the corner from there.
Ooh, around the corner.
Yeah, around the corner, man.
I don't know YouTube.
Yeah.
From Twitter, around the corner.
I said around the corner. I think I meant around the corner.
Motion.
No, I think it's around the corner from actually closing the channel. I know I had these debates all the time
every week
guys, that I'm going to either start it or close it. That's why I said around the corner.
You're gonna like close the channel and then stand around on the corner.
Oh.
Good way to make money. That's a little earner.
You reckon?
Yeah.
How's it going for you? How's it going for you, Eddie?
Well,
standing corners, not the pimp side of things.
Works out pretty well. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo, how's it going for you?
Man's walking around with 2 phones.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need the second one.
No,
just bought it just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Oh, where can they find more of your work?
My work is all dedicated to here. This is how I give 100% to the podcast.
You don't even check up the emails.
Nothing.
You don't even look at the emails.
I do look at the emails.
When?
And if there were any emails
Nothing.
to report on, I would tell you.
When's the last time
But
you checked
because
emails?
all the emails that come in are hate mail for you, Silent, because you're racist, you're sexist, you're homophobic, I just shield you from it.
You know, I think the energies on today's podcast was really low.
Yeah.
I think
Whose fault was that?
I think it started off really, really well.
Why
I
don't you retell your tale, Wolf?
You,
Whoa.
do we have time?
To do what you want.
You know what? I'm not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell that story because I'm going to just ask you. Are you guys going to just like go into some weird shit again? I'm just going to have to say, look, I don't want this on there. So, like, maybe another time. I'm not sharing that story, Eddie. Don't look at me like that.
Fine. So I guess that's it for another week at Talking at the Movies. See you later, guys. Boop.